where's that money coming from? Is that coming because all of a sudden now are these properties positively geared, or have they gone back into negatively geared because of those interest rate rises? Is red flag number one. Then we also look at some of the other significant costs and surprises we had around this portfolio. Because again, if this was going well, they wouldn't have reached out for a second opinion. We saw in one particular property, there was a $20,000 cost for a new driveway.
That's right.
Now, if we do some rough numbers here, even if I had 9% on a $250,000 property, now those yields would have been going down. Rents have been coming up, that's true, but they haven't been increasing as quick as the interest costs. Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
So we do know that a lot of property investors running our small private rental accommodation businesses are now having to put more money in. So we've got to feed the business in terms of that. But if I've got a 9% yield on a $250,000 property, and it would have been lower, but I'm just trying to be conservative to try and see, and that's $22,500 in rent that I'm getting, or $20,000 just went in a driveway. In terms of, now that was my cost, right? So there potentially could have been some other rectification works, engineering works right across. So it could have been $100,000 or an $80,000 cost for all of those other maintenance works. But the cost to me was $20,000. And so that is 89% of my rent for that year. So what might have looked positive on paper has now evaporated. It's completely evaporated.
Take your management fee out, and it might even be 100%.
Yeah. So there, if your
12
management
months
fee,
rent gone.
So all of a sudden now that property is not doing what it says to do. So I am relying on the capital growth to hopefully get me out of jail here, because if it doesn't do that, that's going to be a problem. But I'm in regional areas where the volatility of the market and the timing of the market becomes really, really important. The other things that we also want to remind and teach our community about is this idea that if I replace a hot water system in a property, depending on what market you're in and the size of the hot water system, could be anything from $800 right up to $2,500, right? The cost is the same irrespective if I'm putting it on, like, if I've got a 2-bedroom house or apartment, or whatever, I might have a cost of $800. But that would be pretty similar to what I'm putting as a hot water system on a standard house as well. So all of a sudden, in terms of the cost of those maintenance and repairs, so if I'm repairing a roof, if I'm repairing, structural damage to a property, usually that cost is going to be the same. But as a percentage of the value of the property, of those lower properties, it's a lot higher. And so even again, I'm attracted to this higher yield story. It's not producing the dollars to pay for the labor and the changeover of the repairs or the maintenance. So it's very quick that those properties that again look good on paper, that are giving us a positive cash flow, aren't actually giving us that positive cash flow at all. So if we have also bought in a bad regional area where there's been no growth, we could potentially be in a world of hurt, or we could have a massive period of opportunity cost, which is that lost period of time in terms of being able to do nothing because we've put all of our eggs into those particular baskets. So it really is important to understand the good news story that they did get some growth, and we'll talk to that in a minute, but the challenge that they have, and they've come to us for those reasons. So talk to us about that, but also talk to us about the other big reason they came to us, which was around the effort, the stress, the anxiety.
Yeah, it really all came down to the stress of this. You've got 8 properties that you're managing. Their intention was cash flow. A few years have passed, and expenses are going up. Interest rates have gone up. They've had special levies.
Yep.
They've had to do maintenance, gardening work, landscaping. So this high yield was just disappearing. And so what's happened is now they're hoping for capital growth, which luckily they have been getting some, but the strategy or what they wanted and what their intention has completely pivoted from income is to we need these properties to go up in value. So
it's become a complete headache for them.
Yeah.
And that's why they reached out to us. The headache around the stress, the time to manage those portfolios, and they shared experiences of not only bad tenants, but also bad property managers.
That's right.
So the property managers who were meant to be doing the job that they paid them to do are not doing that work. So all of a sudden it's left to the owner of the property to come in and fix that problem. And those things can take hours, days, weeks, especially if you've got a tenant that you need to evict. And we also know in these particular markets that we've got transient tenants. And one could also say is, are some of these tenants as house proud? No, some of them potentially just need shelter, right? And they're looking for the cheap and the budgeted market that they can find that shelter, but they may not be as respectful to the property as potentially people who want to have friends over and host and treat it like a home as opposed to that type of thing. So all of a sudden, everything that was promised hasn't necessarily materialized. So they reach out to us. What do we do?
Well, let me just take you through and show you the cash flow of how their situation looks with interest rates where they currently are. Now, you mentioned earlier the P&I, so
Yep.
interest only for 5 years. Buying in 21, 22 means those interest only periods are coming up soon, and that's adding to their concern.
Yes.
Whether they can refinance, because we're not on 2% interest rates anymore.
No, we're not.
So here you can see the cash flow of green line here is their income and then their expenses. So it's very tight.
Because that's also including their wages. So
Everything,
right? So this is how they're running their household, not just their properties, because all of a sudden now those properties aren't necessarily producing positive cash flow. They're now negative. And so the household that expected to be able to build up, and add the next property and add the next property and add the next property and so forth hasn't materialized. And so they've got now this challenge around.
That's right. Well, they saw this income as starting to slowly replace their salaries.
Yep.
But you can see there it's just very tight throughout. If we come down to the debt graph here, so you've got about 1.1 million in debt there.
Yep.
And that's just not going down very fast at all.
No.
So might be a different story if this was a young 20-year-old couple and they've got time on their side and they could sit through potentially some 10, 15-year down periods or long periods between up cycles. But they need some income and they want to retire soon.